Today I am taking you on a hike. We are going to hike Ronas Hill, or Ronas Hill as it appears on the map, which is Shetland's highest hill. It stands at 450 metres or 1,480 feet, and it's an extraordinary batholith which protrudes from the landscape and is visible from almost everywhere in Shetland on a clear day. The easiest way to tackle this walk is to park at the top of the Colifirth Hill, which has got the big masts on top of it and plenty of parking up there too. So it's easily recognisable by the radio masts that mark the summit. So park up there and set off from there. So Ronas Hill is a granite pluton, which originally was a column of trapped liquid magma within the Earth's crust, slowly cooling to form a hard rock, and that was how it was formed. Following thousands of years of erosion due to glaciation, the hard granite became exposed as we see it today when the lighter rocks were scoured away. Many of the rocks in this area have large crystals or feldspars within them, which formed as the molten magma cooled. So you can look out for these as they kind of sparkle in the sunshine. It's quite a lunar looking environment with all the kind of granite rocks strewn over the hill, and Ronas Hill itself is home to several varieties of Arctic alpine plants that have survived here from before the last ice age retreated about 10,000 years ago. And of these miniature marvels there is trailing azalea, alpine lady's mantle and spiked woodrush, and these amazing tiny plants are usually only found on high mountains or in the Arctic, but they thrive here on the summit of Ronas Hill. So once you reach the top of the hill, take a moment to absorb the breathtaking views that stretch across the whole island, fae fitful Hyde in the south to Saxiford up in Unst to the north. Up at the top there is a Neolithic chambered cairn, and it stands proud on the exposed hill, and it's been there for thousands of years, probably about 5,000 years. It's also the site of a geocache. So the hike to the top wasn't too bad. It took probably about an hour for the top of Colifirth Hill, and the worst bit was this final approach as you come up to the summit of Ronas Hill. But my gosh, the views at the top, incredible. This incredible chambered cairn is thought to be the highest chambered cairn in Scotland, so it stands at 450 metres above sea level. Chambered cairns were used for depositing grave goods, and like others in Shetland, this one has a heel-shaped facade. They date back to the kind of Neolithic period, so 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, and they're often built on hilltop positions, presumably so that the ancestors can watch down on the people below them. I have made it to the top of Ronas Hill, or Ronas Hill. So, got some fantastic views up here at the top. It's big views. You can see across the Fulla, down to the Drongs, across Aishness, Fitful Hyde in the south, right over to Sullomvo, Yell, Bressa, out over Yell and Unst, out to Oya and Featherland. So incredible views up here, and I've got a group of 30 Norwegians. They're just over at the cairn. There's a 5,000-year-old chambered cairn up at the top dating to the Neolithic, and it took us probably an hour and a half to reach the summit, and I think we're going to go on down to the Lang Ayre. Maybe we'll see how we go with the group, but big views, incredible to see. So an hour and a half to the top, 450 metres, and yeah, magic. So we did decide that we would take the group down to the Lang Ayre. So the Lang Ayre translates as the long beach, and it's believed to be the longest beach in Shetland. It's over a mile, and it's a shingle beach, but it's quite a trek to get there, so you have to go all the way for the top of Ronas Hill, all the way back down to sea level, and then to get back you have to go right to the top of the hill again. So the whole thing involves 2 hikes to the top of Ronas Hill. And there were a few swooping bonksies or skuas around, but they really gave us a wide berth. So I would definitely issue just a word of caution if you are planning to do this hike. It is quite a challenging hike, and it takes around 6 hours to do, and that's going at a good pace as well. At the back of the hill, back of Ronas Hill, there is very little, if any, phone signal. So I would take an OS map, an Ordnance Survey map. Sometimes, even on a clear day, the low cloud and fog can close in on this area, and it can be quite difficult to navigate. So I would bring an OS map. I would download it onto your phone if you're worried about signal, or I would take a paper version, and I would download the 3 words global positioning app, just in case you get into difficulty and do need any assistance. But yeah, fantastic hike. As the coast comes close, follow a deep ravine that leads down to the Lang Ayre. This is the only way down to the beach, and there is a rope that can help you get onto the beach. It is quite a scramble, and on this occasion I didn't take the group onto the beach for obvious health and safety reasons. If you do go, which is entirely at your own risk, but it is possible, I would keep away for the face of the cliffs just in case any rocks fall from above onto the beach, but it is stunning. The Lang Ayre itself is a veritable palette of colour. Reds, oranges, greys and blues all thrown together, rocks polished and smoothed by the sea, each one placed and formed by the violent North Atlantic that ravages this impressive and imposing coastline. On the day that we visited, it was calm, shimmering and still, and a creel boat puttered around the stacks, hauling in creels, glistening jewels of water falling from burrup and bow into the turquoise ocean below. So we just sat and we had lunch on the top of the hill looking down onto the beach as the sea washed over the stones, rushing in at haste before slowly making its retreat as water noisily found its way around every pebble. It was quite a spellbinding experience to sit up and look down onto the colours of the Red Ayre. Truly is phenomenal. We had an excellent hike to the top of Ronas Hill and the Lang Ayre, and then back to the top of the hill again. Certainly well worth doing, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. So long as you're prepared, have a map, pack a picnic and have plenty of time, then it is a very enjoyable day out. But do check the weather before you go and make sure that you have the perfect day for hiking.